Elon Musk and his team of budget cutters have claimed credit for billions of dollars in cancelled government contracts. But their initiative, the Department of Government Efficiency, has so far barely touched the biggest sources of contract spending in the federal budget.
Especially as a small business trying to get more into government contracting, absolutely. I feel like it's going to get more competitive for the businesses who are already into government contracting, but the ones who are trying to get into it, it limits a lot of opportunity as well.
The total of the group's claimed cuts represents a tiny slice of more than $750 billion in contracts across the government in 2024. Those cuts fall disproportionately on smaller businesses owned by women and by people in minority groups. These smaller firms may lack the muscle to negotiate with the government or to compete for new work in the onerous federal contracting world.
He did a federal funding freeze that was actually challenged in federal court, and the judge issued a temporary restraining order saying that, no, you can't do that. The way that works is Congress apportions those funds, so since Congress passes those funds, the president cannot unilaterally take them away. So that has been overturned. The bigger question is what's going to happen in the future with Congress. And there was a continuing resolution where they had passed a budget, and it didn't include huge cuts to federal government contracts, or not all of them. So it's still very much an open space and active.
The group's cuts have had big impact on small companies and non-profits that work with the government. They have gone to really the equivalent of the mom-and-pop shops. These cuts, in turn, are also trickling down to the small businesses that subcontract with companies working with the government. They are so on the margin of savings when it comes to the federal budget, but have extraordinary impacts on the companies because they are small companies.
With Trump administration cutting back spending, some small businesses are finding it difficult to work with the government, but some remain optimistic.
There's always a way to create partnership and find possibilities. I try to focus on what could be rather than what is, and just give up hope.
It just depends on what part of the market you're going to try to achieve. Because if business goes up one place, it goes down another,
By contrast, the 10 largest government contractors together collect more than a quarter of all federal contract spending, or over $200 billion in the 2024 fiscal year. The cuts DOGE has published include few contracts with these firms. The focus on smaller agencies largely reflects White House policy priorities, including a disdain for foreign aid, the education department, and programs that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion.
We've been trying to work with the government as much as possible. We have had a little bit of a slowdown of communication just due to everything going on. But I want to stay strong and still be able to try to work with them. I know that there's a space for us. It's just, I believe that they have so much going on that it's hard for them to recognize what can actually benefit them. With all the scale backs, they are looking to cut things. So the things that would benefit them to add, I feel, are taking a back seat. So if we stay consistent and we know what we're actually providing, I believe once they realize what we can provide, it would benefit both sides greatly.
A recent executive order signed by President Trump suggests that far larger sources of spending are unlikely to face similar scrutiny for now. In the order, the White House outlined steps for agencies to work with DOGE on future contract cancellations, excluded from such cuts all expenditures related to the military, immigration, and the intelligence community.